lost the game in the first innings, I think. But the wicket was pretty good to bat on. We just didn't get close to their target and gave them a healthy lead for them to capitalize in the second innings. And they came very positively to bat, and they once they got that 400-run mark, it was quite difficult for us to win the match. But we still had to approach in a positive way, so that we just couldn't just play forward because Ashwin was bowling very well, and we had to be positive against them. But unfortunately, the batters didn't play well in the second innings.
Today, innings lasted just 111 minutes. You see that the trend in the last 5 years, many teams have struggled to bat for time. Like one of the basics for bowling, a lot of younger batsmen are struggling to bat for time. What do you attribute to that?
Look, we just couldn't bat for the time, to be honest, because the wicket was pretty demanding. It was obviously the fourth innings, and as I said before, Ashwin was bowling brilliantly, and he was putting a lot of pressure. So from one end and from the other end, the rest of the bowlers they put a lot of pressure on us, so we just couldn't hang in that. And I think the approach would be the same. I mean, score runs, whatever day you bat on and whatever innings that you bat on, you just have to try and score runs so that you put your negative thoughts away from you and then just keep going. So that was our intention. We didn't just it wasn't a realistic target, to be honest, to achieve in a final day of a test match, but it's just that we wanted to approach it in a sort of a positive way, and at least try and get some positive results from this game and go for the next game.
And this has been a seesaw series. Do you think that the advantage which you have to go is almost surrendered here, the way things come back, and in the last test you don't have the experience of Sangakkara?
Absolutely. I mean, we knew that the Indians were going to come back really hard on us in the second test, and we expected that, and they did the same too. And they played really good cricket. I thought they played better than us in the game. But as I said before, the first innings was very crucial on this wicket. It was a good wicket, to be honest. It was turning a little bit, but there were no demons in the wicket. But it's just that we didn't play well, and they are the deserving winners.
Angelo, is it a concern that apart from the last 3 sessions in Gaur, you've largely been outplayed in your own condition?
Yeah, I thought in the first test, the Indians played really good cricket for the first 3.5 days, and they were on top. But we just managed to get back in just within 3 sessions, and we were able to win the game. So I know that they've been playing really good cricket, and we've not been playing our best cricket so far. So hopefully we can play our best cricket in the third and final test. Thanks.
You were part of teams that she was winning finals in the lessons disappointing.
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing because he's been everyone with me and my team, and over the past 8 or 9 years that I've played with him, he's been unbelievably supportive, and I'm really thankful to what he's done for me as a team. And he deserved to go off on a high around the win, but really disappointed and sad that we couldn't do it for him. But all we can do is that promise him to play well in the test game, but in the next game and try and win the test match and win the series for him.
Kashi, Angelo, you spoke about Ashwin. He's got 17 wickets and shows well. What is it that Ashwin is doing, struggling, or how can you work on that going forward in the next game?
Well, what he's doing is pretty simple. He's just doing his basics, right? And he's turning the ball and he's creating a lot of pressure. He bowls very accurate, and he's a tremendous bowler for India over the past 4 years. And he's just continuing to be so. And we need to find a way to counter that and play him well. We've got to Rakish, I was also very accurate. So you need to play them wisely. You need to be positive against them and look for the balls that you can hit rather than trying to defend all 6 balls. So that's the approach that we want to take towards this game and just once again try to see something, but hopefully we can turn things around for the game.
Angelo, batting lineup still seems very unsettled on the coming. How does that go on this kind of job?
Well, I think we all should understand that it's a young team. They haven't played that many games, and so we need some time to settle down. The guys need a little bit of time to settle down. So we just have to be a bit more patient and let them settle in their roles. But yes, you win games, you lose games, but it doesn't really matter as long as you the process is right. So we need to do that and play our best in the next game.
I know the Sunday games seem to be that you will until third is better.
Look, every goal is quite different. We have a lot of left-handers in our batting lineup, so it makes it easy for us to try to be very aggressive against them. But it's just that we need to find ways to score off him. We need to be aggressive. As I said before, we need to look to score runs rather than stay at the wicket. So we'll try and do that in the next game.
Actually, during the second innings, Chandra came to the middle and he had a special.
Just like the first test in goal, it was a tactical change. I came ahead of Iriman as well, just to make sure that we the right-handers play the off-spin more. And unfortunately, it didn't work this time. But there's a chance that we took. But we will make those tactical changes if necessary.
Last question in English. We've been talking about Tiri and Chandi on number 3 and 4, and you were 5. Looks really solid for the next 5 to 7 years. Are we going to see it from next match conference?
We'll have to play it by ear because Chandi is also wicket keeping, and it's not an easy job to back the top 4 and wicket keep along. So we take that call, but we have options open.
Single.
Anji, මේ තරගේ මම හිතන්නේ බලාපොරොත්තු සුමුනා මොකද ගොම්බලින්ගම පැවසුවා සංඝකාරයේ සමගැනීමට හැරෙන්න කරනවා කියලා. ඉතින් පළවෙනි ඉනිමෙත් දෙවෙනි ඉනිමෙත් අවසාන කඩළු පහය ඉතාමත් කෙටි ලකුණු සංඛ්‍යාව 5ක් උඩ දැවියන. මේකට ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් විශේෂයෙන් පිටිකාරණේ අපිට පිළිගන්න බෑ තාම ඉතාමත් හොඳ තත්ත්වයක විශේෂයෙන් මැද පෙළ අග පෙළ. මොකද ඔබ මේක කරලා
අපි පළවෙනි ඉනිමේ සාධනෙදී අපි මැද පෙළ පිටිකරුවන් පන්සල් පාරවල් කැමෙන් ඉතාමත් අඩලක් තාමට අපි කඩුටි දැවිලා ඉතින් මම ඒක පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා කියලා වගේම බොහොමත්ම කනගාටුයි අපේ සංකල්පය ඒක දිනුවකින් යාවලට ගන්න බැරි ඒක මොකද අපි ඕක කරලා තියෙන සේම මටත් මගේ කණ්ඩායමටත් අපේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ක්‍රිකට් අවුරුදු 15ක් නිම කරන්න බැස්තුනේ බලන්න කොච්චර ඉස්සෙල්ලා කරත් මදි. ඉතින් මම බොහොමත්ම කනගාටුයි ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි කතා කරේ මේ තරගියාව අපි දිනන්න ඕනේ සංකල්පයෙන් කියලා. ඉතින් අපි දෙන්න තරම් අපි පොඩ පොඩ වෙන අපි ඊළඟ තරගයේදී හරි මොකද කියලා උන් මේ තරගය ජයග්‍රහණය කරලා. මම හිතන්නේ මේ තරගයට කලින් ප්ලෑන් එකක් තිබ්බා අශ්වින් කියලා දාන ආශ්‍රේතයන් දාමත් පස්සේ වරනේ අපි කල්පනාකාරීව ක්‍රීඩා කරුදී ඒ වගේම මම හිතන්නේ ලකුණු රැස් කරන්න මේලා කළ යුතුයි කියලා. මොකද අපිට හොඳයි කියලා අපි ඕනකට වඩා රෙස්පෙක්ට් එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. උගක් කඩලා ගන්න මැෂින් අපි මේ දෙක සමබර වෙච්ච වීර්යය මම හිතන්නේ ලකුණු ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න තමයි ඉන්න ඕනේ
Pretty satisfying, especially knowing we came pretty close twice before, once in Adelaide and Gaul as well. I think we've spoken about that. You won 6 sessions in the game. You usually expect your side to win the game, but
I think that game hurt us in the right way, and commendable effort by all the boys to regroup themselves after a loss like that. Knowing that we should have won the game. I think it's a tremendous effort, to get yourself together, put in the same kind of practice, and play the same way again, and actually capitalize and improve on that particular situation, that we failed to in the first test. So that shows that the guys are keen to improve, hungry to win, and I think as a captain, that's very, very sensible.
Captain, not just for you as a team, it's a big step, but for an individual like Ashwin, who's blamed by many for failing to win the Wanderers Test 2 years ago, how big a step is something like this?
Well, I don't know, I don't think it's right for anyone to be blamed for anything. We play as a team, we play 11 guys, together, so there is no extra responsibility on one individual. You take responsibility equally as a team, and he's been a champion bowler for us. I mean, he's been taking wickets for us everywhere, even in the tour of Australia this time around. He was more aggressive with the ball, and he wants to improve on his cricket, and he has certainly done that. Even in his mindset, he's bowling in a more aggressive way now, and it's almost looks impossible to get him away, even for the right-handers, where the ball is spinning into you. Should be an easier angle, but even those players he's confusing at the moment. So he's bowling beautifully right now, and really glad to see him in this kind of mindset. Attacking the batsman all the time and bowling attacking lines and lengths, and he's obviously an asset to have for any team. A spinner of that quality and with that kind of mindset is a weapon that any captain would love to have in his team.
Question who said it?
Not just Ashwin, even Mishra has been doing very well, Nishant has done well. How satisfying is it? You're talking about taking 20 wickets to win a test match. You didn't involve, done it here. How satisfying is it? The bowlers coming so well, all of them, and taking those 20 wickets.
I think I'm more pleased with watching the bowlers take 20 wickets rather than watching guys get hundreds. I mean, that's usually been there for a long time, where you have someone or the other getting runs. But to see the guys bowling in partnerships, I think the session we had, in the second innings where we in the first innings where we literally squeezed them, I think it was one of the best bowling sessions I've been a part of with this Indian team. In the past 2 years, I think that was easily our best bowling effort as a group, bowling in partnerships. So I'm very, very happy to see, all the bowlers playing their roles. The people are not getting desperate for wickets. Even if you look at Ishant's bowling today, in the second spell he gave 5 runs in 4 overs, bowled 2 maidens. So he was in no rush to go out and start taking wickets. He was just helping Ashwin to create more pressure by bowling, those maiden overs from the other end, and that's the understanding they are creating among themselves. And I'm really, really happy for them, and really pleased that a game like today, we actually closed it off convincingly, so that gives them more confidence. Next time they go around in the same situation, knowing that they can go and finish games and take wickets at crucial times for the team. So I'm really happy for this.
Virat, it looks like when the team's on the field, a lot of guys are chipping in with, say, I saw Rohit said, adjust fielders, Vijay run off from slip to the bowler to pass on something. Is it a conscious decision to kind of spread around this responsibility, or is it just something that?
No, it is. I want guys to be more expressive. I want guys to share their ideas with me. Speak their mind, because these are intelligent cricketers. If they are going out there and playing innings, creating opportunities for themselves to score runs. Someone like Rahul, he's young, but he's still so mature. Getting those hundreds early on in his career. Someone like Vijay, Rohit, all these guys know how to build an innings. So you need intelligence for that. And as batsmen, or you can observe another batsman and actually get into his head and know what he might be thinking. So it's wonderful to have guys contributing towards one cause that is winning, and speaking their mind. And actually some ideas strike me, and I might not be able to think of them because there's so much going on. So it's always nice to get all the suggestions and then work towards something that will work for that particular situation. So yeah, that's a conscious effort we've made, so the guys feel more responsible and more involved in the game throughout, rather than just saying that okay, he has the responsibility of making the decisions and we'll just field the ball and throw it back. It's not that. They're all thinking about the game
with every over that we bowl, so which is a good thing.
Yes, but so Virat, do you now feel you have a settled batting order? I mean, it's been in the state of flux. I'm not talking about the openers where you've had injuries and stuff, but it seemed that there's a lot of experimentation going on. Now, do you feel that you have a more settled batting order, or is it still open to circumstances, situation?
See, these are the guys that are going to play Test cricket for a long time, and guys can be shuffled up and down the order according to what the game demands. It's not certain that a certain someone will bat it up at a certain position. You might see people floating around according to situations in the game, and but yeah, I believe all these guys, 7-8 of us, are the ones who are going to play for a long time, and they're getting confident. Spoke about Rahul. Ajinkya has come out beautifully in the last year and a half. Really solid player. So you feel, even when I'm padded up at 4, I feel these guys, when they get a partnership going, you feel that belief in them when you watch them bat. And as a batsman sitting outside, you actually feel like you can be at ease because these guys know what they're doing. So that kind of faith that they are portraying throughout the team or spreading throughout the team, it's very important to have in the change room. When you know that you can count on 6 or 7 batsmen that are playing for you, as a bowling unit also, that gives you a lot of confidence. So I'm pretty confident of these guys, in the coming years. And as I said, guys like Rahul, Ajinkya, Vijay has always been around for a while. They are maturing beautifully, and the more they learn, the quicker they learn. It'll be better for us to be in these kind of winning situations.
Last 4 questions with Captain, and then we will take questions for KL Rahul, Chetan, Kaushik, Nitin, and gentlemen from here. Kaushik.
Yeah, Virat, not so much about this game, but for the next one, you came with 3 openers, 3 specialist openers, and now you're left with 1. And they have a middle-order batsman coming into the side. So, can you just explain the thinking behind it?
Well, yeah, I mean, looking at these conditions, the point or the reason behind getting someone like Karun Nair in was we can make a Pujara open because he is pretty solid, and with the new ball he's opened in the subcontinent before. I remember a couple of Test matches where he has opened for India. So that was the whole idea behind it, and another exciting guy in Karun Nair coming in, scored a lot of runs in the last season, and pretty gutsy player, pretty expressive with his cricket. So really delighted to have him in the squad. But the idea behind it was to make Pujara open along with Rahul, and then that gives us even more batting options to play around with, and so yeah, that is the main reason behind it. Knowing we only have 1 Test match, if we had 3 or 4 Test matches, then you obviously have to think of a proper opener. But I feel Pujara has done the job in the past, and we're very confident he'll be able to do it in the next game.
Chetan.
Just leading to that question, obviously you're looking at giving Pujara a chance in the next innings, but after the last test you said you talk to bowlers a lot and you want to understand what they're going through and all the processes and all that. But somebody like a Pujara who misses out when somebody like a Rohit who's not getting the best of runs, and then he's from 3 to 5 when the team management says that they want him to succeed at 3, and somebody like Pujara still doesn't get that chance. So what, as a captain, how do you interact with a batsman like that?
Well, it's not difficult at all. I mean, we have communicated this in the team before as well, that no one is playing in this team for personal glory or personal achievements on a tour. Our main aim is to win a Test match, and for that, if someone has to chip in for 1 game and then miss out again, I mean, it's an understandable thing that whatever is done is for the betterment of the team. If a Pujara is asked to open the next game because the team demands him to do so, he's pretty happy to do it. So that kind of belief or that kind of trust we need to have as teammates, or between management and players, that whatever is happening is in the best interest of the team. So I certainly believe that you need to play the best 11 possible for a particular game, and play guys at positions that will give you the best chance of winning a Test match. And shuffling and chipping and changing, cutting and changing, I don't really mind doing that, speaking along with the management, because eventually what you want to do is win a Test match. And
Last two questions for Virat, sir, from you and Nitin.
Virat, you won the toss match and you had chance to bowl last innings. Did you think that there's an advantage for the Indian team to winning this match?
Well, definitely. I mean, I think last game why we got into the game early because we took 5 wickets in the first session. So you know, it can be a tricky one, but you need to take that much risk. I think if you want to win a test match, because batting first and getting a decent total obviously puts pressure on the opposition to actually equal that or get some sort of lead. Otherwise, you're always struggling to catch up in the game. So again, we batted first, batted pretty well. Rahul scored a brilliant 100. We had a really good partnership, and guys chipped in the lower order again. Saha getting 50 again. So it's as I said, it can be a tricky one, but knowing the conditions in Sri Lanka where the ball starts turning 4th, 5th day, you're always in the game if you're bowling last.
Last question for Virat, Nitin.
विराट पिछले मैच में अजिंक्य रहाणे 5 नंबर पर खेले थे, इस मैच में 3 नंबर पर खेले। क्या लग रहा है कि रहाणे 3 नंबर पर खेलेंगे या उसको बदलाव होगा?
नहीं, हम कोशिश करेंगे इसी बैटिंग ऑर्डर के साथ स्टिक करें, क्योंकि आपको फिगर आउट करना चाहिए कि मतलब कौन उस टाइम पे अच्छा खेल रहा है और कौन वो पोजीशन को अच्छा हैंडल कर सकता है। मुझे अपना एक केस याद है कि जब मैं इतने रन नहीं बना पा रहा था इंग्लैंड टूर के बाद, मुझे भी 4 नंबर पे पुश किया गया था कि जब सिचुएशन अच्छा होगा और मैं जाऊंगा खेलने और मैं थोड़े रन बनाऊंगा तो कॉन्फिडेंस वापस आएगा और फिर मैं वापस 3 पे आ गया। तो आई थिंक वो एक प्लेयर के लिए फिगर आउट करना ज़रूरी है कि कौन उस पोजीशन पे उस स्टेज में बेटर परफॉर्म कर सकेगा। वही मैं बात कर रहा हूँ कि जो हमारा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है बैटिंग ऑर्डर में, वो उसी चीज़ के बारे में बात कर रहा था कि अजिंक्य 5 पे भी खेल सकता है, 6 पे भी खेल सकता है, 3 पे भी खेल सकता है। हमें पता है रोहित 3 पे भी खेल सकता है, 5 पे भी खेल सकता है। दोनों ये लोग टेल के साथ बैटिंग कर सकते हैं। तो इतना हमारे वर्सेटैलिटी है बैटिंग ऑर्डर में कि कोई भी किसी भी पोजीशन को टेकअप करने के लिए रेडी है। और आई थिंक वैसा माइंडसेट होना ज़रूरी है अगर आपको मैचेस
It never hits you until